Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Doom 3 and the Doom 3 expansion pack Resurrection of Evil, which if you've never played them before, they're basically an FPS, and I personally think they're pretty damn good at that. Not as good as the original, but I still think they're excellent. So at the start you've got a load of stuff. You've got options where you can customise your controls and that, and customise brightness and graphics hardware and that. You've got mods, which mods are basically obviously the mods, the things that you can download, or the actual Resurrection of Evil expansion pack. It means you're not having to exit out of the game to load it up. You can just go there and load it. You've got updates, so you can check for that, because the game does run on Vista, thankfully, with one of the official patches. You've then got multiplayer, obviously, load game and new game. So I'm just going to go on to load game just to show off some of the later on footage with some of the later on weapons. So there we go then. Thankfully that was a quick load, because you can quick save and quick load and do hard loads and hard saves and that, which take longer. A lot of people I know don't really like the new Doom games because basically they say that they're not staying true to the formula, but they had to change Doom because I know this isn't exactly like me slagging off Halo, but I personally think that Halo is basically proof as to why you need to update your games, because Halo to me is Doom. You run around, it's very generic, you just shoot things, and that's it. There's nothing really there. It's just literally running around shooting things for carnage. And back then with Doom, it was revolutionary, it was amazing fun, and it's great to go back to. Well, what was that day and age when this came out? It wasn't revolutionary, it was boring, it was basic, it was standard. So they had to change Doom 3 around, and I'm quite glad that they did. One of the things that they've made is that they've tried to make it more horror, so things are a lot darker and the enemies are a lot more scary type thing, and they jump out at you. You've got a torch to be able to see in the dark, but you can't actually use the torch at the same time as using your weapons like most FPSs, so it's literally a case of use your flashlight to see, or just blindly fire and hope that there's enemies there or something. It adds well, partially it adds an annoyance to the game, because obviously it does mean that if you get jumped then you're swapping straight from your torch to your gun and you seriously can't see the enemy. But at the same time it adds a lot of like scare factor to it and a bit more depth, because it really does have you creeping around, being careful and cautious and that. I think also one of the other things that people didn't particularly like about the new Dooms is that they tried to give Doom a backstory, a proper story. I mean, there's PDAs lying around the place and video discs, so you can read and view the accounts of things that happened. There's actual explanations as to what went on, and it's one of them things that I think people said Doom doesn't need a story, but again, I personally think you did have to upgrade Doom for the new millennia. There's some new weapons as well as some old ones, so you've got the shotgun, you've got the machine gun, you've got your good old chainsaw and big fucking gun again, which I know is technically the Bioforce gun 9000, but it's a big fucking gun in my eyes. Well, to be fair, that's probably because it is a big fucking gun. But you've got these new things. You've got a soul cube, which is cool, and that basically rips enemies to shreds. You've got this, which is basically grabs onto things, and you can even grab onto the enemies like that and fire them away and kill them. But this is mainly for used to in the expansion pack, because it's like for, well, puzzles type thing almost, because you've got to like pick things up and move things around and get batteries to charge areas and lift so you can move around and things. You can also get an artifact on the Resurrection of Evil expansion pack, and basically the artifact powers up as you go through the game, and you can do things like you can slow down time, or you can get more powerful, or you can make yourself temporarily invincible and that. So there's loads of things about the game that added new, and loads of things that have kept the same. Just to quickly mention what's going on with the screen and that, basically in the bottom left you've got your health, you've got whenever you pick up PDAs or video discs they appear there, you've got your armour, you've also got a little yellow bar, which to be fair, while I'm getting the arse kicked like this then you probably can't see it, but the yellow bar is basically your stamina, because that's another thing that changed. They made it so that you're not completely superhuman, you can't just run around like a madman for the entire level and not feel any effects of it. Instead you do start to run out of, well, stamina, and you have to like pretty much stop still or just walk slowly type thing to regain the ability to run again. Bottom right shows you weapons and things, your weapon bar. It basically brings up little blue blocks and it shows you what weapon slots you've got and what ones you haven't and that. You can get health and armor, as I've already said, basically normal power-ups and just pretty much normal Doom stuff really. As I say, just final thoughts on it. I personally think that this is actually a pretty good game. It's good in the survival horror type genre, it's good in the FPS genre, and it's one of them that if you like the looks of it, then I definitely think it's worth picking up, especially because you can get it dirt cheap now, and the expansion pack. Graphically, the game I still think looks fantastic, especially because I've got a current setup on my laptop that can run new games such as Left 4 Dead, and even though it's powerful enough to run things like Left 4 Dead, it's not powerful enough to run Doom at its maximum, so it still shows that the game can look fantastic. Music wise, there pretty much isn't any, because as I say, like horror-y type things, so there'll be like few little eerie tunes here or there, but not really anything proper that you'd consider music. It's just like noises and that which combine together, just like the breathing will sound a bit like trying to be tuned and stuff like that, so usual horror stuff. So nothing really like listen to, so pretty much think just now time to sign off. To be fair, there is one final thing I forgot to mention: how many levels it's got. Doom on its own 27 levels, expansion pack 12, so totaling 39 levels, so there's a lot of gameplay there as well, especially if you're a massive Doom fan and you get the others, because overall that's like 200 levels pretty much. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.